Hi, my name is Karen Morioka, and I'm here on behalf of my parents, Takeshi Yamashita and Haruko Yamashita. Takeshi, my dad, also known as Tak, was born in Alameda on May 30th, 1915. He was the eldest son of Moriji and Yoshino Yamashita, who had 3 sons and 1 daughter. My mother, Haruko Yamashita, formerly a Takeda, and also called Haru, was also born in Alameda on January 29, 1920. And she was the second daughter of Risaburo and Shizu Takeda, and one of 6 children. Both of my parents graduated from Alameda High School, and both families were very active in the Alameda Buddhist Temple. Dad attended Heald College after high school. He was quite artistic and drew pictures of engines for the college industrial training manuals, which resulted in his tuition being waived. My parents were married on March 10, 1940. Dad was a mechanic and worked for a Mr. Rokutani, who owned a garage in Alameda. Mom did domestic housekeeping. They bought their first home soon after they were married, and their first daughter, Anne, was born in January of 1942. Less than 6 months later, when the war broke out and they had to comply with Executive Order 9066, they went to Sanger to be with my dad's brother Sack and his family so they could all relocate together. They were sent to camp in Gila, Arizona. There were 2 camps there, Butte and Canal. They were at the Canal camp, where Uncle Sack was a cook in the mess hall. After a year in camp, when Dad went to the camp employment office, he received 3 job offers as a mechanic, one in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. He chose Madison, Wisconsin to be a mechanic for Kaiser Motors and worked on Chryslers, Mercurys, and Fords. He chose Wisconsin since he was an avid reader of Field and Stream magazine, and he knew there were lots of lakes and good fishing there. That was one of his passions. He would fish every evening after work. From camp, Mom, pregnant with me and with my sister Anne, took the train to Wisconsin to join Dad. I was born in Madison in January of 1944. Another child, my brother Jeff, was born in Madison in September of 1945. Jeff passed away at age 30 in 1975 of leukemia. In 1946, when the war was over, they returned to Alameda and bought a house on Buena Vista across the street from the Buddhist Temple, which housed many of the displaced returning families. Dad built a huge cinder block garage behind their home with the help of his friend Hao Hanamura, and he became a self-employed mechanic, serving the Japanese community in Alameda and Oakland. Then in 1955, he passed the civil service exam and became a heavy-duty mechanic for the county, working on tractors, patrol cars, and county vehicles. In his spare time, he enjoyed photography and developed many photos in a makeshift darkroom in our kitchen. I have fond memories of actually getting to see the images appear in the developing trays. Mom would hang them up across the kitchen with clothespins to dry. Mom was an excellent cook, having prepared fancy meals for her clients. When the new Macy's Bayfair store opened in San Leandro in the late 50s, she was thrilled to be hired as a saleswoman in the drapery department. After 25 years, she was crowned the first Miss Macy salesperson at a store-wide celebration, and she was very embarrassed to tell her family. She worked there until she retired in 1978. She loved sewing and made clothes throughout our childhood for Anne and me. She made elaborate Halloween costumes, fairy tale dolls, and of course, draperies and curtains. Dad retired at age 61 after 20 years with the county. In retirement, both parents enjoyed playing golf, poker, bowling, and traveling. And they visited Hawaii, Japan, and Europe. On March 10, 1990, they celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary with a big celebration with friends and relatives. Actually, the city declared that day as a Tak and Haru Yamashita Day. Then, 7 months later, while playing golf, Mom suffered a brain aneurysm and passed away in the hospital 10 days later. She was only 70 years old. In the year 2000, Dad suffered a mild heart attack and at age 85 survived quadruple bypass surgery. He stayed in his home in Alameda for another 5 years, spending most of his time taking Bart to San Francisco to Kimochi, a senior organization. He ate lunch there and played mahjong and even went line dancing on Friday afternoons. He then moved to San Francisco to Kokoro, which is an assisted living home where he currently resides. My daughter, her husband, and son now live in the Alameda home where I grew up, and my grandson also goes to Haight School, which was my alma mater. Today, my sister Ann is married and lives in Saratoga. She has 3 daughters and 4 grandsons. They're all married, and I am married, living in El Cerrito, have a daughter and son. They're both married and each have a son, so my dad has 6 great-grandsons. Until recently, Dad drove a 4-wheel scooter to the neighborhood Walgreens, but at age 96, he only goes out with us maybe once a week to his favorite place, KFC, and occasionally to Chinese food with my sister. He's able to get around well with a walker, and though forgetful at times, he's very content with his relaxing lifestyle in his apartment at Kokoro.